Hello again, everyone. This is Game Collector here, and this wonderful Monday, I have with me Kamen Rider number 2. Master Rider number 2, Kamen Rider Nigou, because, well, today's my birthday, and this is also the first SH Figuart I've ever gotten. Ever. And this is the version from Kamen Rider the First. This movie right here, which I actually enjoyed. Don't watch the next, it sucked. Anyway, there's this. And he comes with... Yes, I keep his little accessories inside a little tiny cup. As a Figuart, he comes with dynamic I Have Fingers Rage Hands, an extra scarf for, you know, that blowing in the wind pose thing, calm open hands, and the straight-fingered karate chopping hands, also used for other dynamic poses. He has metal cast feet, or boots from here down to his feet, obviously, and he is fully jointed. I mean fully jointed. He can do all sorts of dynamic poses and things. For example, let's see. Pull this leg down and make it go all the way up. He does have some very, very tight joints. Let's move that scarf off to the side, or, you know, just completely remove his head and kind of get the eeriness because you get to see some scalp back there. Whoops. Drop the scarf! Come on. There it is. Anyway, got rid of the scarf temporarily, because it gets in the way. And reattach the head. Now, it looks kind of weird with him like this, and I unfortunately do not have a stand, even though they are probably very easy to obtain. Bend him forward a bit. And there. I do believe that he is now performing an axe kick. I think. Now he has very, very, very tight joints. And the reason I have Nigou is because Ichigo costs almost $100. And Nigou only costs $30, because he's like he's the one that got mass-produced as a toy, or an SHF. Ichigo only got a limited run, it seems. But this is a figure from 2005, and they're still around going at only $30 each. And let's see, giving him his posing hands. Pardon me if I'm doing this on camera, but it's very, very delicate work. Move the box since you really... Well, here's the back of the box. It's just Nigou doing poses. The rider kick pose looks really, really dorpy. Derpy? Dorky? Well, I think I just created a new word. Combination between dorky and derpy. Dorpy. But let's see if I can get him into a decent, cool pose. And pull off his other hand. Okay, there you go. Pull off the head and give him his scarf back. Ascot, scarf. Bellowing in the wind! Well, not this one. Well, we could. Why not? Let's just go for the bellowing in the wind one. Because. And there he is, doing his post-tension pose. There we go. So dynamic. And just to give you a nice little close-up on camera, there is a compound effect on his eyes based on the molding inside of his head. Now, like I was saying, because he's an SHF, he is, well, very poseable. Just that first pose was good enough to do it, but so creaky. Worries me sometimes. But some people use SHFs not for their dynamic poses, not just for action reasons. Afraid I might break him with these hands, and you've already seen that happen once on camera already, and once is enough. So, pardon me while I take him off camera and kind of talk through this. So, yeah. As an SHF, he's very, very, very poseable, like I was saying before. And no, I'm not just trying to fill the space with dead air, because it's true. And I am probably going to get another one for my birthday a few weeks from, probably about a week from this week or something. A week, maybe 2 weeks from today. And I don't think Nigou appreciates that. Or his mind has just been blown because he's an action figure. As for his backstory, this particular version from the movie is Katsukiho? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yano, or Yano Katsukiho. Katsukiko? I don't know. All I know is that his name is Hayato Ichimonji in the original series, in the original Kamen Rider series, and all of his later appearances in, well, the Rider team-up movies. Yeah, mind blown. Or shocked. Or facepalm! Angry facepalm. Now, the next SHF I plan on getting will probably be Kamen Rider Wizard because he comes with a stand. And yes, there are some things I could do with him, like, pull his legs off and put them on Wizard when I get Wizard, but no, I'm not gonna do that because I'm already frightened enough of his parts breaking. Now it's a double facepalm. Or he's crying because he still has those shocker symbols on his mitts. And, you know, just to give you an example, here's one of his hands. That little black mark on his glove is the symbol for shocker. He has it on his back, too. Granted, even though he's well, he starts out as a bad guy, obviously, but then he switches sides real quick. And in the movie, he switches sides, and he still has the shocker symbols, and he even has them in the sequel, even though the sequel sucks big time. Because why did you call it Kamen Rider when it's about some grotesque, mutated pop star? I mean, sure, the riders show up at the climax of the movie, but seriously, what was the point? See, even he looks like he's asking, what was the point in doing that? I mean, plus the fact that, well, spoiler alert, Nigou dies in the second movie. That's another reason why I didn't like it. But hey, it is an alternate universe, and why not? It came out, I think, around the time either Kabuto or Hibiki was on the air. Yeah, around 2005, and then the second one came out 2 years later, so it was around the time of Deno or Kiva. Yeah. Deno, I think it was? No, it was Kabuto, Deno, Kiva. So yeah, the first movie came out probably around Hibiki or Kabuto, and the second movie came out around Deno, Kiva, or Decade. Well, no, it was before Decade, and now I'm pretty sure Nigou thinks I'm just rambling. Huh? What did you say? What was that? See, you can already see why I just love this. As for where I got him from cstoys.com. They are based in Japan, and I actually paid $20 for shipping on him, which I have to say was worth it. I mean, he is a fantastic figure, even if he is just an SHF after all. Or, well, I can't really say anything bad about him. Well, aside from the creaky joints and the points where I'm afraid he'll break. Those are the only bad things about him. I haven't noticed any wear on his paint. That nice metallic green paint. But yes, I tend to be afraid of changing his hands, because you have that little tiny itty-bitty nub, but you can see there's like a little wedge in there to give it some give space, but I'm afraid I might end up accidentally tearing it off that one day. So I just tend to give him his fists. So I'm just going to put his hands back the way they were when I got him out of his original packaging. They're the easiest to put on, and they're the easiest to rip off. These are my fighting hands, lefty and righty. Or Mr. and Mrs. Kamen Rider Punch. No, Mr. and Mrs. Rider Punch. There you go. Or the Rider Punch Brothers. But of course, as we all know, every rider needs to have a finishing kick of some sort. And because he was part of the original 2, his was simply called Rider Kick. Not 1, 2, 3 Rider Kick, just Rider Kick. Or was it Rider Jump Rider Kick? You know, like a pair of... like a certain pair of emo grasshoppers from Kabuto. And then, when he kicks you, you explode. As he was the star of the series due to an injury that Hongo's actor suffered, I think after around the 13th or 14th episode during filming, so Nigou actually became the primary writer for about, let's see, from 16 up until probably 50 or 60, I think. For a good, I think around 30 or 40 episodes. But yeah, he became the primary writer for a while. Writer kick. And was later when Ichigo's actor returned, or Hongo if you prefer the actual writer's real name, when Hongo came back, he was Ichigo's secondary writer. And technically, Nigou is the first secondary writer ever. I mean, he may be number 2, but he's number 1 in my book. I mean, he was my first SHF after all. You gotta have a little bit of pride for that. Even though he is the movie version. And the first wasn't so bad. Just don't watch the next. It sucked. Who wants to watch a Kamen Rider movie that doesn't even have Kamen Rider in it? That's like going to watch Michael Bay's Transformers expecting to see Optimus Prime everywhere. You're not going to see much of Optimus Prime until the last 30 minutes of the movie. Blech. So, in any case, this is the birthday episode. If you find this guy for an affordable price somewhere, by all means, pick him up. He doesn't have any gimmicks or anything outside of superposability and the fact that he's really shiny green, and the fact that he's an SHF. And now I cut his head off camera. But if you feel that you should get an SHF, go buy Nigou. You should do it. Seriously. Seriously, go do it now. Well, happy birthday to me. Later.